Hi everyone, my name's Karen and welcome to my channel, Karen on Lifestyle. Mostly I've done videos on hand building with pottery, my ceramic series, but one of the things that has come into my lifestyle lately, in the last year, has been the idea of minimalism or intentional living. I've many times in my life wanted to remake myself, purge the old, get rid of everything, start over, do a new thing, those kinds of things. So, in a way, the idea of getting rid of things was, yeah, why not? Let's do something. Let's do something different. Let's make minimalism something that I do for myself. It's a lot harder than that because of who I am. And maybe age doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm 65. I was raised by parents who were raised in the Depression. And even though I'm that close to it, that time doesn't speak to me at all. I don't understand it. I see pictures of it. I see pictures of that lack of making do, of real poverty. And it's not part of my life. My folks were successful enough so that we didn't have to go through that. We certainly weren't wealthy, but we always had enough, and there was never the kind of scrimping and saving that my mother went through as a child. Because I feel removed from that, it's really hard for me to get my head around the fact that that mindset, that sense of lack, still speaks to me and is still part of me because you're raised by your parents, and whether you like it or not, you're going to take some of those things with you as you get older. So some of the things that I take from that mindset of my parents as a baby boomer, I still feel like you keep stuff for best. You keep the silver for when you have for Christmas, or for a fancy dinner, or for when family come over. You keep the good dishes. I've long since gotten rid of the good dishes. That was one of the first things that I was able to purge. I can't still have the silver though, because I love the silver. And that's something that doesn't speak to my daughter at all. Silver, really? It has to be polished. So some of those things don't speak to generations that have come after me. We do tend to keep things for best. So there are clothes that I don't wear because I paid a lot of money for them, or they're my good clothes. Still, I'm getting away from it, but it's something that I deal with. We use what we have because it's there, not necessarily because we love it, because maybe somebody gave it to us and they spent good money on it, or we spent good money on it, or I spent good money on it. I will keep a thing even though it's no longer really my style, or it's no longer the lifestyle that I lead. I'm not working in corporate America anymore, so there are a lot of things that I don't need. But because I spent money on it and it was a good brand, then I keep it way past the time when I really enjoy using it. Then there's the guilt that comes along. And I don't think that has anything to do with age. or how old I am, or who my parents were. I think that we all suffer with a little bit of have guilt, and that is, I have this, and there are people out there that don't have this, whatever this might be. Nice set of pans, beautiful dishes, a particularly nice wool coat. Even though that coat is no longer my style, or indeed something that even really fits the way I live, it's a good wool coat, and not everybody has a great coat like that. So, I tend to keep things because of that guilt factor. The fact that, by golly, I have this, and so I should be thankful for it and use it, even though a lot of times I don't use it. Another thing that I think is particularly part of the generation I grew up as, and that is, you're not really successful unless you have a lot of things. You're not really considered having gotten there until you've got the biggest TV, or the luxury automobile, or whatever. It goes on and on. So many times I think that people accumulate things because it is a way of showing success. And that's important to all of us. And many times, if we're not reaching success in one way, we buy things, and so that's how we're defining our success. So I guess where I'm going with this is that I have thought about my life differently in the last year, and thought maybe I can get rid of some of this stuff. What really is important, and because I'm a YouTuber, because I've started a channel, because I listen to YouTube videos on a lot of different topics, everything from how to do things, how to fix my car, how to game. That's a little secret. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I stumbled across this minimalism or intentional living. And some of it's just, I'll never get there. I'll never get there. It's who I am. I love clothes. I love shoes. But there's a lot of things that I do keep that I shouldn't keep, that no longer serve me, that makes my life cluttered. So the kinds of things that have really woken up the minimalism in my life has been things that I was able to get rid of because they didn't suit my lifestyle anymore. I had to work through the guilt of giving it up, even though somebody gave it to me, or even though I spent good money on it. There were a lot of things that really freed up when I was able to kind of let go of that guilt about having something just because I had it. And being able to let go of things that no longer served me. Purging and recreating kind of went from my clothing, which was out of control, completely out of control, to, and the idea of a capsule wardrobe, and it sounded like so much fun, and you could add basic pieces, and I found pieces in my own closet that were basics and that were classic and that I could build on to make a wardrobe that was indicative of my lifestyle and who I felt I was, and some of the elements that really made me feel good. And I no longer wear clothes that I don't like, that are just okay. And because I bought them, and or because somebody gave me a nice sweater for Christmas, even though it totally wasn't me, it was a beautiful sweater, and there's no reason not to wear it. So I would wear things that I really didn't care for that much because I had them. Well, when you get rid of that stuff, you no longer have to wear them. You can only wear the things that you love. And that's been really a lot of fun. Another thing that minimalism has, or intentional living, I don't even want to call myself a minimalist because I'm not. But some of the concepts around minimalism has given my life a sense of calm and has really de-stressed a lot of areas, especially around getting ready in the morning, that I used to experience a lot. Part of it is the fact that it's a lot easier to keep things simple now. Cleaning is easier. Picking up in the evening is easier. Cooking is even easier because there's not as many choices. And believe me, that not having as many choices in terms of cooking equipment, shoes, what you're going to wear, the makeup products that you use, it just becomes a lot less stressful because your choices are fewer. It also has given me some more time to be more creative, time to start this video channel, YouTube channel, time to really focus on some of the experiences that I want to have. It's a lot cheaper to live a minimalist or an intentional lifestyle. There's a little less online shopping. There's a little less window shopping, just going to the shops to spend time. Because I have no intention of buying things that I don't need, there's really no point in going. So that freed up a lot of time and has really been good for me. So I kind of want to, where I'm going with the video is I kind of want to take you along on my journey as a woman my age with all the baggage that I carry around about things being a measure of success, not getting rid of things that are still good. And of course, I haven't thrown things away. I've recycled them. I've donated them. I've given them to friends and family. I've done all kinds of responsible things with my things, but I haven't kept them. So, and I'm still getting rid of things. I started very small with clothing and shoes that I didn't wear, didn't like. That was easy. Then I kind of went to makeup products that I no longer wear because, well, you just don't wear that much makeup when you're my age. Anyway, and skincare, I've pared it down. I've gotten rid of things. Food, that's another thing. Oh my gosh. I would keep, this is definitely Depression era stuff. Food would sit in the pantry and 2 years expire. It expired 2 years ago. I wasn't eating it. I don't know why I even bought it. There was probably a recipe that I wanted to use it in, or it was supposed to be healthy. So food was a big project. That took an entire weekend to go through things. Flour, I'm gluten-free. So there was a long period of time when I constantly was messing with recipes to try and find the perfect scone recipe so that I could enjoy things that I could no longer have. So there was a huge amount of pantry items that I tried just in my experimentation. And if they didn't work, I still had an entire bag of arrowroot or tapioca starch or whatever it was that I was using to try and make these recipes that I no longer even try with. I eat completely differently than I did when I was first diagnosed. So there it is, food. That was a big one. A lot of it is how I view myself. I want to be up to date. As we get older, we want to stay current. That includes style. So we tend to buy things that maybe we should not be wearing, or trying a new style, and it turns out that's a great style for me, and it was fun to update my style. And as a consequence, some of the things that I used to wear, I no longer wear. But I kept them because I paid good money for them and they were mine. So I had always worn them. Why did I keep these things? Anyway, electronics. There's another thing. Oh my gosh. Electronics is always something that I've enjoyed keeping up to date on because I was in technology and the newest and the best always speak to me. But then there's that, oh my gosh, I spent so much money on this camera, even though the camera on my phone is way better than that old Sony that I kept for decades, 2 decades anyway, well, 15 years. Anyway, the point is, as technology gets better, it's better to give that technology to somebody that will enjoy using it, or that doesn't have quite the newest and greatest thing, or just, oh gosh, how do you get rid of technology responsibly? It's another whole video, isn't it? Anyway, skincare. There's another thing. I've tried a bunch of different things. Many things just don't work at all. Some things are really great. But the point is, you've got to get rid of the stuff that no longer works for you. Self-care. And you know, a lot of times, especially when it came to self-care, I would, join a gym, and it was always way more fun to get the workout clothes, the shoes, the hair ties, all the accessories that went with going to the gym. It was a whole lot easier to buy that stuff than actually go to the gym and do the thing. So many times I found myself buying food because I wanted to be more healthy, or because I wanted to embrace a lifestyle, or clothes because I wanted to remake myself in some way. The secret to all those things is to get rid of what no longer works for you, and be intentional about who you are. I want to make sure in the future, and now I'm working on it, that the food that I eat, the food that's in the pantry, the clothes that are in my closet, the electronics that I surround myself with, the toys, the things that I enjoy playing with, my pottery, the jewelry that I enjoy making. Those kinds of activities, as long as they're still speaking to me, as long as I intentionally am doing them because I truly enjoy it, not because I have it and I need to do it because I bought all the stuff for it. Now I go to the gym in a t-shirt, and I do not let myself buy workout equipment. Yeah, I no longer buy things to trick myself into thinking that I'm doing things. So that's all I have to say about that. I want to take you guys through the journey. I'll talk about it once in a while. Hopefully, phone's ringing. So, maybe we'll do some more videos on me purging something or going vintage shopping and actually saying no to clothing that I would have bought because it was leather. I don't know. Hi, this is Future Karen, thanking you very much for watching my video on minimalism. There'll be more. Please subscribe, hit the notification button so you'll know when I upload again. Share with your friends. Thank you. Good night.